Long ago, the world was bathed in radiant light, but shadows grew in the heart of the forgotten lands. Dark forces stirred, consuming hope and life. Now, a young warrior named Kieran must rise to face this ancient threat. With his glowing sword and unyielding resolve, his journey begins in the heart of despair. In a small, secluded village, Kieran lived a quiet life, until the shadows came. The once vibrant village turned into a place of fear and sorrow. Guided by a mysterious glowing amulet, Kieran stepped forward, determined to restore the light. Kieran ventured into the shadowed woods, where whispers of despair echoed through the trees. The air was thick with malice, and unseen eyes followed his every step. Yet, his heart burned with courage, and his sword glowed brighter with every challenge he faced. From the shadows emerged his first enemy, a monstrous figure with glowing red eyes and claws dripping with dark energy. With his glowing sword, Kieran clashed with the creature, each strike a battle between light and darkness. In the heat of battle, a radiant warrior appeared, wielding a staff of light. Together, they drove back the shadow, their combined strength shining as a beacon of hope in the growing darkness. Kieran and his newfound ally reached an ancient temple, its walls cracked and overgrown with vines. Inside, the whispers of the past told stories of a powerful artifact that could vanquish the shadow once and for all. The temple's depths were filled with traps and shadow creatures. Kieran's resolve was tested as he battled not just enemies, but his own doubts. Each step brought him closer to the artifact, and to his destiny. A monstrous shadow beast emerged from the darkness, its form twisting and pulsating with malice. Kieran and the warrior fought valiantly, their light cutting through the darkness in a battle of epic proportions. At the temple's core lay the artifact, a glowing crystal radiating pure light. Kieran reached out, and as his hand touched the crystal, a surge of power flowed through him. He was no longer just a warrior, he was a beacon of hope. With the artifact in his grasp, Kieran and the warrior unleashed its power, driving the shadow from the temple. As the darkness receded, sunlight pierced through the ruins, signaling their first victory. The temple behind them, Kieran and the warrior journeyed onward. The shadow's hold on the world was vast, but so was their determination. Each step brought them closer to restoring balance. They came upon a village cloaked in darkness, its people cowering in fear. Kieran's heart ached for their plight, and he vowed to bring them the light they so desperately needed. The shadows attacked without warning. Kieran's sword lit up the battlefield as he fought to protect the villagers, his every strike fueled by his unyielding desire to protect. As the last shadow fell, the village began to heal. Kieran's amulet glowed brightly, spreading warmth and light. For the first time in years, the villagers smiled, their hope rekindled. The journey led them to a dark forest, its trees twisted and lifeless. The shadows were stronger here, their presence suffocating. Yet Kieran and the warrior pressed on, their light unwavering. Deep within the forest, a guardian appeared, a massive beast corrupted by the shadows. Kieran's sword clashed with its claws in a battle that shook the forest to its roots. With the warrior's help, Kieran purified the guardian, releasing it from the shadow's grip. The forest began to heal, its trees regaining their lush green leaves as light broke through the canopy. The forest led them to a hidden village, untouched by light for decades. Kieran and the warrior brought hope to the people, their presence a reminder that darkness could not prevail. Word of their journey spread, and the shadow grew restless. Its forces gathered, preparing for a battle that would determine the fate of the world. Far to the east, the skies grew darker as the shadow amassed its forces. Kieran and the warrior stood atop a high cliff, gazing at the horizon. Below them, the land stretched vast and scarred, with faint trails of shadow snaking across the fields like veins of corruption. The amulet around Kieran's neck pulsed faster, a silent warning of the trials ahead. Their journey brought them to the ruins of a once magnificent city. Its towering spires, now crumbled and overrun with creeping shadow, told the tale of a great civilization brought to its knees. The streets were silent, save for the faint whispers of despair that lingered in the air. As they ventured deeper, the shadows took form, phantoms of the city's lost inhabitants, their twisted shapes and anguished cries a haunting reminder of what was lost. Kieran gritted his teeth and charged forward, his sword blazing as he struck down the apparitions, his light pushing back the darkness inch by inch. Beyond the city, the shadows' forces lay in wait. Rows upon rows of shadow soldiers stretched across the horizon, their dark armor gleaming faintly under the muted light. At their center stood a massive figure, an armored shadow general wielding a blade of pure darkness. The battle raged on, each clash of light and shadow shaking the earth. Kieran fought tirelessly, his movements a blur of precision and power. The warrior's radiant magic shielded them both, creating bursts of light that disoriented the shadow soldiers. Together, they turned the tide, their unyielding light a beacon of hope amid the chaos. The battle won, Kieran and the warrior pressed on, their journey leading them to the Valley of Echoes, a vast, desolate expanse where the wind carried faint whispers of the past. The ground was dry and cracked, and the remnants of ancient battles lay scattered across the valley floor. At the end of the valley stood a massive gate, shattered and overrun with shadow tendrils. Beyond it lay the Shadow's stronghold, a fortress of swirling darkness that loomed ominously against the sky. The amulet around Kieran's neck glowed brightly, guiding him forward. Inside the fortress, the air was heavy with malice. The walls seemed alive, pulsing with dark energy, and the ground beneath their feet trembled with every step. At the heart of the fortress lay the Hall of Despair, a vast chamber filled with shadow constructs guarding the path to the Shadow's core. At the heart of the fortress lay the Shadow's core, a massive sphere of swirling darkness suspended in midair. Its presence was suffocating, its power overwhelming. Kieran felt the weight of the world on his shoulders, but he stood tall, his sword glowing with unparalleled intensity. As the Shadow's core shattered, a wave of light rippled across the land, driving the darkness back to the void. The fortress crumbled, and the skies cleared, revealing the sun shining brightly for the first time in years. Kieran and the warrior stood amidst the ruins, their light triumphant. Kieran returned to the village he once called home, now vibrant and full of life. The people cheered as he walked through the square, their faces filled with gratitude and hope. Yet, Kieran's gaze was drawn to the horizon, where new challenges awaited.